1901, a Greek sponge diver pulls a corroded lump of bronze from a shipwreck. Inside it, gears. Actual, tiny, precisely cut bronze gears. That's like cracking open a coconut and finding a Casio watch inside. Historians assumed it had to be a hoax. It wasn't. This one object quietly rewrote what we thought ancient humans could build. Naturally, someone whispered, "Aliens?" Someone else immediately shut that down. Turns out, ancient people built shockingly real technology. Repeatedly. Steam engines, nanotech steel, earthquake alarms. Real. All of it real. One recipe was so good, its inventors buried it. Literally. Today, 8 ancient machines smarter than they had any right to be. Grab a torch. We're not going to space. We're going backward. So, how advanced could a Bronze Age brain really get? This isn't one invention. It's a highlight reel of human stubbornness. No spaceships required. Just curiosity, war, boredom, and very good metalworking. First stop, the same shipwreck we already ruined the surprise for. Let's meet the machine historians nicknamed the world's first computer. Off the island of Antikythera, around 150 BC, this thing was built. Picture an iPhone. Now remove the screen, the apps, and the electricity. It tracked the sun, the moon, and could even predict eclipses. People assumed it was a fancy clock. It was an eclipse predictor. More than 30 interlocking bronze gears, cut entirely by hand. The device corroded into a green lump for over 2,000 years. In 2006, scientists CT scanned it and found inscriptions hidden inside the gears. It's basically an owner's manual, engraved where nobody could read it for centuries. Someone built this to impress dinner guests with eclipse predictions. Priorities. Nothing this complex reappears in Europe for over 1,000 years. Medieval clockmakers would have wept looking at this thing. We basically forgot how to make it. Then relearned gears from scratch. Still no aliens involved. Just one very show-off Greek engineer. Next, concrete that heals its own wounds. Yes, really. Rome, over 2,000 years ago. They poured concrete straight into the sea. Modern concrete crumbles near salt water in decades. Theirs got stronger. Imagine your sidewalk healing its own cracks. Rome's harbours basically do. The secret ingredient was volcanic ash mixed with lime and seawater. In 2017, scientists finally figured out why it refuses to fall apart. Seawater reacts with the ash, growing rare crystals inside every crack. The Pantheon's dome is still the largest unreinforced concrete dome on Earth. Rome needed harbours, aqueducts, and domes that would outlive the emperors. Roman concrete built piers, bathhouses, and roads across 3 continents. Meanwhile, some modern bridges need repairs after 20 rainy winters. Turns out we downgraded the formula somewhere along the way. Speaking of formulas nobody could copy, let's talk about liquid fire, 7th century Constantinople. The empire had a weapon it refused to explain. Greek fire sprayed from ship-mounted tubes and burned on top of the water. Enemy ships couldn't put it out. Water basically fed it. It's the 7th century version of a flamethrower nobody could copy. You'd think the recipe survived. It absolutely did not. Only the imperial family and one workshop knew the exact formula. Historians today still argue over what was actually inside it. One secret weapon saved Constantinople from siege twice. Enemies tried to steal it, buy it, and copy it for centuries. Guarding one formula kept the empire alive a lot longer than expected. Modern companies still guard formulas this hard. Ask any soda company. Coca-Cola's recipe is basically medieval Constantinople energy. Subscribe. Unlike Byzantine engineers, we'll actually explain how the trick works. 1st century Alexandria. One inventor built a working steam engine. For fun. The aeolipile. A sealed ball that spun using nothing but steam pressure. That's the same basic idea behind the steam engines of the 1800s. You'd expect an industrial revolution next. Instead, 17 centuries of nothing. Slave labor was cheap. Nobody needed a machine to replace muscle. He also built the first vending machine. It dispensed holy water for a coin. Temple doors that opened by themselves, powered by a hidden fire and water trick. Worshippers assumed it was the gods. It was just clever plumbing. We only know most of this from one surviving text he wrote himself. His ideas resurfaced in Islamic engineering manuals centuries before reaching Europe again. So the steam engine's great-great-grandfather spent 2,000 years as a party trick. Now picture a blade so advanced nobody's fully rebuilt it. Yet. Medieval Damascus steel blades held an edge nobody else could match. The surface showed a wavy pattern, almost like flowing water. Warriors basically carried the ancient version of a carbon fiber racing bike. Then, around the 1700s, the technique just stopped working. The original ore source likely ran out, and the exact method vanished, which in 2006, German scientists examined a genuine blade under an electron microscope. They found carbon nanotubes, nanotechnology, hiding in a 500-year-old sword. Medieval smiths were basically doing materials science before the word atom existed. One precise hammering temperature, judged purely by eye, created what we barely engineer today. They weren't chasing nanotechnology, they just wanted a sword that didn't snap. The trade route ran from Indian steel ingots to Middle Eastern forges. Next, a bronze machine that could feel an earthquake before any human could. China, 132 AD. A scholar built a bronze jar to catch earthquakes. 8 dragon heads circled the vessel, each one holding a small ball. When the ground shook, one dragon dropped its ball into a toad's mouth. That's basically a Bronze Age earthquake notification, no phone required. It reportedly detected a quake 400 miles away that no one in the city felt. Officials assumed it was broken. Days later, a rider confirmed the quake. The original device is lost. We only have written descriptions to rebuild it. Modern replicas work, but nobody's fully certain they match the original mechanism. An empire this large needed to know about disasters before the news did. Seismographs like this wouldn't reappear in the West for another 700 years. Modern seismometers do the same job, just with less dragon involved. Now, a city built from stones so precise they didn't need glue. High in the Andes, Inca builders stacked stone walls with zero mortar. Blocks fit so tightly, a knife can't slide between them. That's tighter tolerances than most flat-pack furniture manages today. The design let walls flex and resettle during earthquakes instead of collapsing. Colonial buildings on top of Inca walls crumbled. The Inca walls didn't. Some blocks weigh over 100 tons, moved without wheels or iron tools. The empire also ran on knots. Literally, knotted cords called quipu. Different knots, colours and positions recorded taxes, census and stock. It's a spreadsheet you can wear around your neck. Most quipu were destroyed, and we still can't fully read the ones that survive. This system tracked an empire stretching thousands of miles with no written script. Somewhere, an ancient accountant is offended we needed Excel. Viking sagas mention a mysterious sunstone used for navigation. Historians assumed it was myth. It was likely a calcite crystal, revealing the sun's position through the clouds. Basically, an analog GPS powered by polarized light instead of satellites. For centuries, this was dismissed as saga folklore, not real technology. Then, in 2013, divers found a crystal in an Elizabethan shipwreck near Alderney. Scientists confirmed the crystal could locate the sun even under thick cloud cover. Without magnetic compasses, sailors needed any trick that kept a ship pointed straight. This may explain how Norse sailors crossed open ocean to reach North America. Your polarized sunglasses use roughly the same trick, just for less adventurous purposes. 8 technologies, 0 aliens. Just a lot of stubborn, clever humans. None of these people knew they were ancient. To them, this was just Tuesday. Every one of these inventions eventually got forgotten, lost, or reinvented from scratch. We love imagining ancient people as primitive. The evidence keeps disagreeing. Meanwhile, plenty of modern gadgets end up in a landfill within 5 years. The Antikythera mechanism outlasted the empire that built it by 2,000 years. Maybe advanced was never about the century. It was about the stubbornness. So next time someone calls ancient people primitive, hand them a bronze gear. So, how advanced could a Bronze Age brain get? Apparently, extremely. That diver in 1901 didn't just find a lump of bronze, he found a warning. Ancient doesn't mean simple. It just means we forgot to ask how they did it. To them, none of this was a miracle. It was just Tuesday's work. The real ancient mystery isn't how they built it, it's why we stopped asking. Somewhere, a 2,000-year-old gear still turns smoother than my Wi-Fi. Every primitive civilization was just a modern one that hadn't been respected yet. Bronze gears, self-healing concrete, liquid fire, steam, steel, earthquakes, stone, starlight. Ancient technology wasn't a fluke. It was a pattern we keep forgetting. Turns out the past wasn't primitive. It was just waiting for us to catch up.